Okay, I'm in North Carolina. I'm at my hotel. It's I don't know. It's sometime at night on Monday night. I drove all day to get down here. I have misplaced my other camera. I have two of the cameras that are identical, and I shoot video on both of them. I have numbers written on them. So camera one seems to be misplaced. So the original post is MIA. It's somewhere hopefully in Miamisburg, Dayton area, Ohio, and and so that's why a lot of the footage I was gonna post isn't posted. We'll post that when I get back, but that's going to be 2 weeks, so some of that may or may not be relevant. We'll deal with that then. Um, but the original post was about honesty, and I'm not going to try and recreate the video I did because I think that would be dishonest. I've been working really hard to be openly honest with people in my life, with myself, starting with myself, people in my life, people around me, people who come to me and ask me questions. And I try to avoid that whole lie by omission, let things slide. Um, that's a lot harder than it sounds. It sounds like, oh yeah, just go be, you know, honest and just tell the truth. And the problem is, big truth, as in gravity, as in big philosophical truths, these things are not subjective. Gravity is not really subjective. There may be aspects that could be, I guess, like if you're falling from a plane or if you're falling down. But um, but gravity works. That's a big truth. The truth, as in, I want you to understand what I'm saying, is a little harder. It's a little more convoluted because if I say exactly what I mean, another person may interpret my words differently than I did. And I found this out because I've had a couple conversations where I was working hard to be absolutely honest, and it caused a misunderstanding because I was using very literal language, very technical language, and it was misunderstood to mean something else, and that took a little more effort to correct. But it was still being honest. It's simply sometimes making sure people understand what you're trying to say takes a little more effort. Um, being honest with myself, well, I've been trying to do that since I started this whole my date with NataliePortman.com. I try to be open and honest about it, everything. And I was thinking about that today while I was driving. I drove for about 8.5 hours today from the Dayton area down here to Cary, North Carolina. And what I came up with is there's big aspects of my life that you're not privy to. If you're just watching this vlog and you don't know me personally and you don't see me on a day-to-day basis, you don't know my friend Lee, who lives about a mile from me and I haven't really had a chance to talk to in 8 months. We were in the Navy together, we served in a war together, and both of our lives have been so chaotic. It's been phone tag for 8 months. He stopped by my house, I've stopped by his, and we just happened to hit when the other person's gone. Um, it's been crazy. Those things, there's, I mean, you know, day-to-day stuff. You don't know what my mom looks like, those kind of things. So I want to clarify to you out there and being completely honest that there are aspects of my life that you're not privy to and you're not going to know. Whole big chunks of me. But the stuff that I'm here for is fitness, weight loss, and how that affects me mentally and how it affects my day-to-day life, and how I'm trying to reach those goals so that I can reward myself. Uh, yeah, I'm kind of road rashed still, so my brain has done all this thinking all day. Some big things that have happened in my life. I talked about moving and deciding to move. The money maneuvering that I had to do is on its way. It's all so far going the way it's supposed to, or the way I envisioned it. It should be another week or possibly two, but then I should have the cash available to start looking at houses and going in to make offers. And researching houses just to kind of get an idea what's out there. Some of them have already fallen off the market, or the prices have been adjusted up, or I mean, any number of things. So I'm not getting my heart set on any one house. I'm just kind of looking to see what's out there, what I like, what I can work with, and I'm going from there. I don't want to jump into a house just to get away from my neighbor. Uh, since I have time on my side, I can kind of look and find something, is what I'm hoping. Hopefully it'll come. I believe that if I'm doing the things I need to do, things will come together. So I'm doing everything I know I need to do, and I'm trying to pay attention to see if there's anything else, and then I'm planning on things coming together. That's the big news. Other than the whole Uncle Franklin thing, it's still kind of a residual, him passing away. But I think otherwise, I'm on the right track. I'm doing the Couch to 5K training. I did that a couple times last week. I'll be continuing into the second week this week. I think it's 3 times a week. So far, I kind of like it. It's rough on the joint. Well, it's not the joints. I think it's my tendons more than anything. I'm really feeling some strain there, but I rest them in between, and I don't push too hard. I push it as hard as I can without hurting myself. And I found out I run like a wrestler. I used to wrestle back in high school, and I used to have to run in wrestling shoes, which have no heel. So you tend to run, what I found out, is like a barefoot runner. There's a great article on barefoot running in the artofmanliness.com. But basically what it is you run, you step towards the ball of your foot, not the heel. Now this means you have a shorter stride, but your knees and ankles and such absorb the shock, and it's supposed to be easier on your body overall. And I do take the shorter strides, and I do tend to land towards the front of my foot, and it makes you lean forward a little more, and it keeps your posture really needs to be a little different from the. It's more an upright posture than a slouch posture that I've seen some of the traditional, like long distance runners run. But you know, if it works for you, man, rock on. You're doing more than the guy sitting on the couch. So that's all I got, man. I'll follow up more on the honesty thing probably at some point, and it sounds like my ice maker is working. And otherwise, I'm going to see you throughout the week in the hotel, and I'm going to go cook. Talk to you later. And that's what I'm doing today. I'm replacing body parts on the Cadillac. And as you can see, we had to pull the front bumper. And I'm with my nephew and my dad.
Now I am.